The Arex Delta M Tactical. Let's check it out. Arex Defense is based out of Slovenia, and they produce firearms not only for the consumer market but also for defense contractors. A very high quality factory. In fact, they even produce their own tools and produce lines of ammunition. They've been in business for over 27 years, and really it's been big in Europe, but we're just now getting them here in the US over the past few years. The first video review I've ever done of an Arex pistol was the 01. And it's a double single action handgun, very similar to the SIG P226, and yet there are a lot of differences. But one that I really have enjoyed is the Arex Delta, and the M specifically. This is a polymer frame striker fire pistol. One of the big things about this handgun is how thin it is. I mean, it's super thin. And it really gets in between the Glock 19 and the SIG P365. And we're going to take a look at doing a little comparison between the two. That one thing about concealed carry is that thinness makes a big difference. For me, I carry about 4 o'clock outside the waistband, and then again I'll carry appendix style right there at 2 o'clock. And thin pistols are my preference. But yet you have a full-size type firearm. Now this is their compact version in the M. Their L is their full-size version. This is the tactical model, and it has a number of features over the original. But with the Gen 2 model, which we did a review on a while back, I mean, this is a solid performer, and again, this thinness is what I love. Now, we review a lot of handguns and a lot of striker fire polymer frame pistols. A lot of them are just Glock clones, but it's nice to see a different type design come out with some different possibilities. Now, Guns on Deals sent the Arex Delta M Tactical for this review, and we really appreciate those guys. We get a lot of different type firearms because of Guns on Deals, and we really appreciate all their help. The Arex Delta M Tactical. I'm going to tell you something, guys. This is a super thin pistol, and there's a lot of cool features on this handgun. We're going to go ahead and make sure the gun's unloaded. We're going to drop our 15 plus 1 magazine, check the chamber, and it's empty. Now, it also comes with a 17-round magazine with a little bit of an extension on the base plate. And, you know, it just gives it, especially if you guys have really large hands, this helps. And it does give you 17 rounds. One of the big pluses, though, for this pistol, and we've already been talking about it, is the thinness. It's one of the things that I really noticed when I did my first review of the Arex Delta Gen 2. And this one is optics ready. We did a full review on this handgun. Again, magazines are stain compatible, guns unloaded. This one has the sniper gray finish, but it also comes in an FDE. It comes in an OD, and then, of course, in the black. And that comes for both models, whether the tactical or the standard model. One of the big pluses, though, for these is just, again, I mean, it feels like a cross between a SIG P365 XL and a Glock 19. It's that in-between size. And yet it has the same round capacity as the Glock 19. This, to me, is an excellent concealed carry option as far as this pistol. Now, again, this is the tactical model, so if you want to up your game, if you want to put a suppressor on here, obviously it has RMR cuts. It has suppressor height sights, which these sights actually are compatible with your Springfield Armory XDMs. They're steel, they co-witness very well, and you've got a white dot at the front. The barrel, again, is threaded, 1/2 by 28 threads, and it is a cold hammer forged barrel. And their standard model is 4-inch. This is 4.6 inch. There's a number of different optics plates. We'll take a look at that. On here right now I have the primary arms SLX, and this is the RS10, which is their reflex micro red dot. And we're going to be doing some testing with this. And if you'll notice, when I was doing a lot of the shooting all during range day, I did not have the optic on it. But once I got ready to do the review, I felt like it was important to show the optic because that's one of the cool features of these pistols. But if you want to see it, how it comes without the optic, here we go. This is the Gen 1 Delta. They've redesigned the grip, which I thought was a very smart move. Now, this is kind of an angular grip. I personally didn't mind it. I mean, it was very suitable. But once I got the new grip, you know, this one's more angular. It doesn't have quite the texturing, and I think they made a really wise move in going up to this laser texturing. I mean, it's very well done. The panels all along the side, the front. I mean, it gives you a lot of confidence when you're grabbing the pistol. It's going to help with recoil management, and I really like it. And I like this little bit of a cut right here that kind of bows out a little bit, because this actually helps with your red dots. They call it the pinky press, and if you get down here and you just tighten up your pinky, it lines the red dot sight even better. I like these memory pads on the side, and they do have a small little ledge, which when you're firing it, you can take your thumb, put it on here, and it mitigates the recoil. And of course, texturing also here. Now we have an enlarged magazine release on the tactical model, and it actually comes with a left-hand mag release included with the package. But this is just your minimal slide release like it is on the standard Gen 2. And so that way you're not worried about this thing releasing your magazine in the holster. All ambidextrous controls, your slide stops, and your mag release. So, you know, there's just a lot of thought that has gone into these pistols. The slide serrations are very well done. They're directional, back to you, really easy to grab. Of course, press checks, very simple. And it is a black nitro carburized finish on here, which gives it kind of a matte sheen to it, but it's more like a black nitride with a matte finish. 3-slot Picatinny rail. Trigger guard has serrations on the front and underneath, and it is undercut, which I like that. That allows you to get a much higher grip on the bore axis, which it is a very low bore axis. Now, one of the things you'll notice is this red dot. This is your cocked striker indicator. That means your gun's ready to fire. Doesn't mean that it's loaded or unloaded. And so as we pull the trigger, it just disappears. Here on top, we have a loaded chamber indicator. So we're going to throw a dummy round into the magazine, right slide, and it's just a minimal difference, but it's tactile, and you can see it visually as well. And that does mean that there is a round in the chamber. Now, a little closer to the slide release, you'll see it has a little bit of a ledge, and it makes it a lot nicer to hit that slide stop if you want to use that, or if you want to lock your slide back into the rear position. I very rarely hit my slide stop, but it does serve as a slide release as well. The angular cuts, very well done, beveled, trimmed on the sides, so it makes it a very slick appearance. Again, guys, this gun is really a flat gun. In fact, very reminiscent to the P365 XL, but it is a little thicker, but it's not a lot thicker. And it really comes in between the P365 XL, and we have this CZ P10C. This is a little bit thicker, but one of the funny things about this is you can take your 15-round magazine from your CZ, and they are compatible. In fact, they're the same cuts. So I can put it in, and it does extend a little bit, but it's still usable as a magazine. What's really funny is CZ only has 15 rounds in here, but yet they have a little bit longer magazine than the Arex Delta. And I think part of this has to do with just making this grip thinner and just making the magazine spring more compact. But, you know, at the range, we didn't have any kind of malfunctions. I mean, it served us really well. And the CZ P10C is an excellent pistol. But really, they're in the same class. And while the Arex Delta is really a little bit shorter in the front, equal in length, but definitely that width is a lot different. And then even here with the slide, you can see that there's a lot of care taken to make that slide very thin, very trim. And guys, I'm telling you, you know, I thought that because it was so thin,
you know, that it might have a little bit of muzzle rise, but it shoots really well. And this is one gun that I have been carrying in my concealed carry rotation because it is thin. It fits very well in the 4 o'clock position, and for that matter, it fits very well in the appendix carry. But guys, if you are a double single action guy, hammer fired, they do make the 01 and the 02. Now this is one of the 01s. We've done a full review on this gun. Very similar to the SIG P226, but yet there's a lot of cool different features on it. And one of the things, and let's go ahead and make sure the gun is unloaded. All the guns have been safety checked. But with this, we have a standard safety, so you can carry this cocked and locked. And then if you want to decock it, you can decock it. But it is that double action. And so it gives you a lot of safety with this pistol. And a lot of people like that. A lot of guys like to carry the hammer-fired guns. And I do too on occasion. There's certain ones I really enjoy carrying. But me personally, I prefer the Striker Fire polymer frame pistols. I mean, this is a great pistol. I mean, it shoots really well. It gives you that SIG P226 feel. And yet, you know, it's not as expensive, but it's still a good quality firearm. Now the trigger is definitely unorthodox. It's more of a square trigger. To me, I think this is a leftover from the original Gen 1 design of the Delta. But honestly, the trigger is really nice. Now, you'll see that we have the blade safety right here, and so that blade safety has to be depressed before the gun will fire. Otherwise, it blocks the action. And that is your safety. There's no frame safeties. And so as we show just the action of the trigger, a little bit of take up, and a nice break. It's crisp, and it's really nice. Reset, very fast. Let's check trigger pull weight with our Lyman, trigger gauge, and Brownells. This trigger is pretty slick. I want to get it in the center. 5 pounds, 5.3 ounces. 5 pounds, 0.6 ounces. I'll tell you guys, that trigger, crisp and clean with no caffeine. I love that trigger. I want to thank Fiocchi for sponsoring the ammo, all made in the USA, one of the largest suppliers of ammunition in the country. Also, we want to thank Lula Loaders for saving our thumbs. We got a bunch of extra mags here, so we're going to do a lot of shooting. You know, one of the things about this pistol that impressed me from the first time is how thin this grip is. I mean, this is like shooting a P365 XL, and yet you've got 15 rounds. It's a very ergonomic small grip. And low bore axis. It just shoots really well. I've always been impressed with these Deltas. Now you've got the capability of a red dot and a suppressor. But I'll tell you, just the basic models are just great guns. Again, they're so thin, they're so easy to carry. To me, it's one of the thinnest double stack 9mm compacts out on the market. There's a little bit of a ledge right here, so I can get my thumb on that, and it just helps with recoil. It gives you more control over it. The grip, the way it just fits, even though it's thin, you seem to have a lot of control just holding it. I don't know, I just really like this gun, and I have carried it quite a bit, not necessarily the tactical, but the standard models. Yeah, I could shoot this all day. Alright, for disassembly, go ahead and drop our magazine, recheck the chamber. First thing you want to do is, in a safe direction, pull the trigger, pull back on your slide 1/8 of an inch, hit those takedown tabs. Now the slide won't come straight off, it comes up. And you'll see these little notches in the slide, and they correspond with the slide rails. Then we take our recoil spring and guide rod, and it is metal and it's captive, and it does have the flat recoil spring. Now next, to take out our barrel, got to unscrew our thread protector. and then just pull your barrel right out. I will say that if you're not running a suppressor, you probably want to put just a touch of Loctite on the threads. This seems to come off pretty easy. But that's pretty much all there is to field strip. The frame, I mean, very nice. A little bit thicker rails than what you'll find on some polymer frame striker fire pistols. But overall, your locking block, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. Then here with the slide, same difference. I mean, we have our striker here. We have some relief cuts inside to make this slide a little bit lighter. Very well machined. Just a nice piece. A little bit different than a lot of your striker fire pistols. That's all you need to do to field strip. Just replace your barrel. All this in reverse order. Thread protector back on. Take our recoil spring and guide rod. Lock it into place. Bring back your slide again, and you'll want to just put the slide over just where the rails are, just a touch beforehand, pull back, and you're done. It's real simple to be able to reassemble. It comes with 5 different adapter plates to fit almost any red dot on the market, and so I like that it does come with these options because you can change them out if you want to. Of course, we have removed the cover plate, and we have the number 1 here for the primary arms, which is Dr. Noblick's pattern. And this just really gives you options with different optics if you want to switch them out. And of course, it comes with all the hardware. And one thing I wanted to show you with these plates, you have these screws that you fit down into it, these little bolts, and this is going to hold your sight. And then you have 4 mounting screws. And so it really gives it some strength, plus you have this ridge, and you have a little cutout. And so you attach your small bolts first, and then you put on your plate. And I love that they retain the rear sight with the plate, and that's one thing that some companies don't do. But great looking sight. Now we're going to be doing a full review on the Primary Arms SLX RS10 micro red dot. And so that's coming up, and we'll be using the Arex Delta M tactical model for that review. And while the grip is thin, you can add to the dimensions of the front and back. And it has the smallest on here, and then we have additional back straps, and one that actually will fill the web of your hand. So no matter what hand size you have, and it's real easy just to drive this pin out and to put a different back strap on it. Now it includes a 20-pound spring and guide rod assembly. Included is a 17 round. This is made so you can tune your suppressor exactly how you want it, or if you have a compensator. And then we have a left-hand magazine release that's extended, and it's included as well with the spring. So it just gives you a lot of options. Now it comes with a nice hard case with the Arex logo. Open up the box, and we have our pistol. You have your extra magazine. And we also have a small little cleaning kit, and it has brass rods, and you can attach these together. And we have patches, brushes, and this is a neat little kit. And the small little container serves as a handle. We have a quick start guide with 2 pages. We have adapter plates, we have the left-handed mag release, and then also the recoil spring. And here at the top we have our 3 back straps, and we have a lock, and you have your owner's manual. Honestly, with all that stuff, you need a box. Now the price on the Arex Delta Tactical is $564.99 on Gun Zone deals. But they are running a special right now, which they're including the Primary Arms SLX RS10 Micro Reflex Red Dot for $629.99. And so that is actually the retail price without the red dot on Global Ordnance website. And that comes with all the different accessories that we've shown with the 15 and the 17 round magazine. And again, extra magazines are $29.95. There are holster options out there. Now, pros and cons. It's a very thin handgun, 15-1 double stack magazine, and you get a 17+1. With the tactical model, you get that 4.6-inch cold hammer forged barrel that is threaded, and also you get suppressor height sights. You get an extended mag release. Of course, it is optics ready, and the grip is just excellent. But to me, the biggest plus for these pistols, again, is the thin profile of the gun. It is super thin, and yet it shoots like a full-size gun. And so, I'll tell you guys, I mean, if you're looking for a concealed carry, this is going to be an excellent choice. What are the cons? You know, it is made in Slovenia, and parts, you know, Global Ordnance should be able to handle any kind of problems, warranty problems, anything with that. But sometimes, you know, that can be a problem if you can't get the parts you need. The great thing is the magazines, you know, they are CZ compatible. So you can use your CZ P10C mags and they will work. But other than that, I mean, a very solid lockup on your red dot and just a nice looking pistol overall, low bore axis, really nice grip options. Really, Arex Delta has put a really nice package together.
So guys, there's a sea of polymer frame striker fire pistols out on the market, and it just gives us more choices. I love to see it. I love when a company comes out with a new firearm, and I love reading the comments. Why do we need another one of those? Well, it just gives you other options. And with this really thin design, it takes it to a different direction. And I love that, because if you're looking for a gun to conceal carry, this makes a great option, especially if you want something that's more of the full size. 15+1, 17+1, and it's just the base flush fit magazine on the 15. And then, of course, with the tactical, you get your high sights, you get optics ready, and you get a threaded barrel. I mean, it gives you just a lot of options with that, plus the extended mag release, which allows you to pop those out, honestly, without even adjusting your grip. And for me, I have medium-sized hands, and so that's one thing that's pretty much a trick. And all the other features that come with these pistols, I just think that the Arex Delta is probably one of the most underrated striker fire pistols out on the market. And again, we really appreciate Guns on Deals for sending the Arex Delta M Tactical for this review and allowing us, again, to bring to you guys all kind of different firearms. Because as they say, too many guns, not enough funds. Rubber Dummies is one of the best training tools on the market, and you get a 10% discount using Sootch00 when you click the link down in the description. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America, long live the Republic. We appreciate them. We really appreciate you, man. Now we got the Arex Delta M Tactical from GetZone. So this gives you a lot more capability.
Of course, open up the gun.
And they make really high crop. They make high crops. Like what? Beans?
Pistol. Okay. I'm not. Hadn't safety checked. Hadn't safety checked.
And it's a double single action. It's a double single action.
Really, just tripped my trigger. You know, just tripped it. Just tripped that trigger.
Civilian market, but also for military. Military. We're gonna see military.